Welcome to ECNTRADE daily video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Looking at the pattern to the Australian dollar, you can see that the market is slowly coming to a potential head and shoulders. Not one of the best patterns I've seen for a head and shoulders. Nevertheless, we do have a shoulder from this trend and we have a head, and from that gravestone doji we've got a bearish outside range day and a right shoulder slowly coming in. The support level is seen roughly around this region of 6.72 cents. And if we see a break beneath there, it gives us a measured move down to somewhere around 69.5. As I mentioned, it's not a strong pattern, but I am keeping a close watch on it. Now, with overnight's price action, we did reject the level of 73.15. And any advancement, as we can see, that the Aussies once again wants to push up towards this topside range. It would seem that the market will continue to keep doing this until we get a bull trap in place, and that could be from 73.15. But the near rule term cap is at 73.55. Overall, though, the pattern is somewhat negative. The MACD has for some time been holding beneath the zero axis for at least 5 days. But the RSI is just trying to break through this midway point, but not enough confirmation, so any upside attempts should fail again. The euro, as you can see, took a challenge to the downside and briefly respected the level of 117.50. Now overnight, with the US dollar dropping to 92.5 and rebounding back to 93.17, you can see that the euro took a stab to the upside and still poses a threat to a potential slide, as we can see here from this trend. But the market is still struggling, and therefore I do anticipate a break eventually of 117.5. If we do see a break, then I'm looking towards 116 to 115.5 as an objective. Any advancement should still continue to find above 119 a struggle. Into the 10th trading day, and dollar yen is still holding to a consolidating pattern. A very lackluster price action overnight and still holding in this tight range, which is also where this bearish outside range day or an engulfing candle is containing the market at the moment. Still, from a technical point, let's see if the market bulls can continue to wear away the top side, but I don't believe we will get this. Now, a close under 105.90, which is very, very close, should reinstate the downside to 105, the objective to 104. The pound plummets further and reaches its objective around 127.75. Now from there, I am holding a slightly neutral bias. I've followed this descent for some time, but now with the RSI bottoming out, oversold, and also there's no trend in this fall, so I'm a little bit careful to come out of any calls to go lower, although it could still see that, but I expect to see a retracement first. Anywhere to fulfill this candle, somewhere around the region of 129 to about 129.5. Then maybe see the market continue on to its downside trek to possibly take out the level around 127.5 to about 125 as a target. Now we've reached the downside objective for sterling yen, with 136.5 taken out, crushed more to the point, because we did drop in the 135 region. I would like to sort of step away. There's a bit of divergence here. We could see a step up in price up towards this region around 138. So do be on your guard if you're playing from a short side, and adjust your stop losses and take profit accordingly to your risk management, just in case we do get that rebound. Another attempt to the downside for gold, and still hasn't closed underneath the level of 1,926, but still poses a threat and therefore could still see a downside challenge. Do take note, there was a little bit of bullish divergence here as the MACD climbs and the RSI somewhat mixed, but this line that drops here, we keep getting lows but not closing underneath 26. Until we get that close, there is still a bit of a risk to the upside, but I don't see any real resistance until around 1,970. Wrapping up with oil, well, the market has nearly enough reached its objective, which is somewhere around $37. Although we have had a couple of stabs at the downside, about 36.5. The technicals are looking a little bit bullish from the RSI. Therefore, could see a rise back up to 38, and I do anticipate a little bit higher. Let's see how the market plays into the European session. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, look out for the inch report. I hope you enjoyed a great start today and to the start to this wonderful weekend.